Old pool tabs equal money.
And is homework trash?
I'm Maddie Lohmeyer.
And I'm Derrick Aragon.
These stories and more on this semester wrap-up of Tribe News. We have two new administrators leading the tribe, Mr. John Lynn and Mr. Lance Krennewetter. Let's get to know them with reporter Zoe Buffington.
We got the pleasure of interviewing the newest members of our Hayes High family, Mr. Lynn and Mr. Krennewetter. We sat down and spoke with them about their goals and experience so far this year.
My name is John Lynn. I am the assistant principal here at Hayes High School, 31st year in education. I have been a principal for the last 11 years. Two other schools. The last one I came from was a 5 through 8 middle school.
I'm Lance Krennewetter. I'm the assistant principal, athletic director at Hayes High School. This is my first year here. Previous to coming here, I was employed by USD 315, Colby Public Schools.
I was at Victoria for 11 years, and I always thought Hayes High was this huge, big school, you know, and interviewing here, getting the job here, it almost felt like home. The staff here has been tremendous. I've had nothing but great things to say about all of them. They've been very helpful, and just happy to be here.
When you move from a smaller school to a bigger school, you're always a little curious about the culture, about the students. Probably the biggest surprise is you go in with preconceived notions to a certain degree about a bigger school, but that has been completely, erased since I got here. The faculty and staff and the students at Hayes High, they're awesome. I mean, that's simply put.
We had a great time getting to know our wonderful new administration. Welcome to the Tribe. This has been Zoe Buffington reporting for Tribe Broadcasting.
A new football coach took over the helm for the Hayes High Indians and is bringing passion and enthusiasm to the gridiron. Here's our boy, Tony Crow.
My name's Tony Crow, Coach Crow, new football coach at Hayes High School. Well, we've got strong history and relationships in Hayes. My wife's a Hayes High graduate in 2000, and I graduated from Fort Hayes in 2004, played football at Fort Hayes, and we've had family in Hayes, and we wanted to live here for quite some years, so I'm glad we're back. Well, I've played sports since I was probably 5 or 6. I played football from when I was little, and then I started playing again when I was a sophomore in high school. Played college football, so I've had some experience there, and then coached afterwards. I think the sacrifice it takes to be on a team is the most important part. You can't just be a part of something and not have to give some things up. And I think that's a really important lesson you have to learn in life. And I also think just the brotherhood, the brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever it takes to be a part of something that's a little bit bigger than yourself. Well, I can't play anymore, so my favorite part about being a coach is the competition and being around young men and women and helping them develop and learn. I really like watching athletes that may not be very good or working on getting better, and I like watching them improve and finally get to reach their potential.
Last year, there were quite a few issues with student computers, but this year, we are excited to restart the new year with new Dell devices. Adrian Drees spoke with technology specialist Bryan Schauf about the new Dell devices.
These are our new Dell laptops that USD 49 just replaced our Surface 3s with. After reports of numerous problems, they decided to have a change. Bryan Schauf, our assistant technology director, gave us input on the computers.
It is a lot easier to set up the Dells than the Surface, especially this year. Everything was preloaded on the Dells, so all we had to do was boot up the machine, make sure it was ready for our network, make sure it's connected to our Wi-Fi, and everything was already preloaded, even Office 365 and all of it. In previous years, we spent all summer trying to get the surfaces ready for the high school to get started. This year it took us about 3 weeks to get the Dells up and running, and then we moved on to other schools to get them ready as well. So it's going to be worth a lot of, saving a lot of time, saving a lot of money.
We went around Hayes High and asked a couple students about their opinions of the Dells.
I think it was a smart decision to switch to Dells because they are way more, they were faster and more proficient. Yes, I missed a lot of things about the surface, especially that hill climb racing. I had all the cars fully upgraded and now they're all gone. I had to restart.
Surfaces were, not only were they like performance-wise not that good, but they were very like flimsy, and the keyboard was like not even as thick as my finger. So that thing was just like asking to be broken. I like the Dells a lot more than the surfaces. They're not like obviously completely better, but it's a lot more comfortable compared to the surfaces just because, you know, we get an actual keyboard and like it's not going to be flimsy and like flopping around and like easily fall as much as the surfaces were.
For our final question to Mr. Schauf, we asked, what would the long-term effect be on Hayes High with these new Dells? This was his opinion on the subject.
The long-term effect on the students is going to be trust in technology. I think that's going to be kind of it's kind of like my theme, I guess, for this year. You know, with the Surface, it's proved technology was almost a hindrance in the classroom, where it made it kind of hard to do day-to-day things in the classroom. But with students and teachers, we're rebuilding that trust with technology. Teachers are going to be able to utilize their technology a lot more and use the features of the Dell. And students can actually use those features outside of the classroom, not have to rely within the classroom setting to do all that stuff.
We hope that these new Dells will have a positive impact on the students and the classroom, making it more productive.
With little to no supervision of students during their lunchtime, the administration added a new lunchtime rule, which will keep the hallways quieter, but the lunchroom more packed. Camry Young is back at it with more on the story.
Hayes High's new lunchroom rule has stirred up quite a bit of conversation these past few weeks. Here's what administration and staff has to say about it.
What we're asking students to do is be in one of two places, either in the classroom or with their teacher if they agree to allow them to eat in there, or in the lunchroom. Those are the two places that we have supervision, and that's the most common reason that we finally said, why are we allowing 6 classrooms that really border on the commons area be interrupted every day? Well, the answer was very simple, because we're not supervising kids. I don't have staff to supervise that area. We walk through that many times, but yeah, and we do have room in the lunchroom to accommodate all the students that go through during the rotation. So that is the new rule.
Since my classroom is close to the cafeteria, it was extremely loud. Once they were finished with lunch, they would come out and congregate, and it was very loud.
I think kids have really done what we've asked them to do.
It's been awesome. I haven't had to step outside my room, and I can continue teaching and hear myself, so it's been great.
I have not had near the distractions in my classroom as I did last year.
As well as the administration and staff, the students have an opinion on it too.
I still prefer the commons area, because then you get to stand around and talk to your friends.
I prefer the commons area for the same reason. I mean, I still get to talk to everyone, but it's way less crowded, and I like standing because throughout class you're always sitting, and if you're told to stay in the cafeteria, you're just sitting more. So I like the commons area.
It's got less seating for the people coming in to eat lunch. Just have people stand more towards the vending machines and not towards the hall.
Reporting for Tribe Broadcasting, I'm Camry Young.
What was high school life like back in the good old day? Well, reporters Andrea Lopez and Claire Shippy caught up with some Hayes High alums to find out.
Hey guys, it's Claire Shippy. My name is Andrea Lopez, and today we're going to be asking the alumni some questions from here at Hayes High about their high school experience in the cafeteria while they eat. So let's go interrupt them. As you've been walking around the high school, what have you noticed things that have changed?
Everything's so new. I mean, and clean, and the students are really so nice, and everybody seems so happy here. And I love Hayes anyway.
What was your most memorable time at Hayes High?
Oh boy, I don't know. Meals.
Meals? You liked the meals? Were they really good?
Yes, and Sophie made the best sloppy joes in town.
What activities were you a part of at Hayes High?
I wasn't that big of a joiner. I regret that now, but I enjoyed the activities, the sports. I loved intramural sports. At that time, women couldn't participate, so I sat in the stadium or the benches, whichever sport was available at that time.
What activities were you a part of at Hayes High?
Band, and of course we didn't have all the sports that you guys have now. We were only allowed to play tennis.
What was your most memorable time at Hayes High?
Actually, graduating was really, really fun. It was a great day. But the whole experience, I was on the newspaper staff, I was on the yearbook staff, and I'll tell you a funny story, you can even publish this. I used to go in the office and have to page people to the journalism office to take a picture or something. So after a while, they just start giving me the microphone. So I opened up on all speakers. I said there was an assembly in the cafeteria at 1 o'clock, and I just cleared out the classroom, and no one knew about it. That was a great time. So.
What activities were you a part of at Hayes High?
Well, I played on the golf team, but my favorite thing that I did was Cheryl Schlegel and a couple of the cheerleaders talked me into being the Hayes High Indian, and so I got to travel with the cheerleaders, which was a big plus. But the most exciting thing that happened was first they cornered me and got me to be the Hayes High Indian. About 2 weeks later, they cornered me and they said, "Larry, can you ride a horse?" And I'm a guy. You got to say yeah.
Yeah, were you part of any activities?
I was on the football team. I was on the wrestling team. I was on the track team. I played in the orchestra. I played in marching band and band.
Wow, you did it all pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I was in the musicals like this. Yeah.
Breakfast. It's supposed to be the most important meal of the day, but typically most forget about it, especially them youngins. But now they can visit the breakfast cart. Here's more on the story.
We started the breakfast cart because make it easier for you to access breakfast when you're running late or when you want to be in the hallway with your friends or whatever the case may be. We wanted to make sure every student had the opportunity to eat breakfast. All students need to eat more breakfast or need to eat breakfast, whether it be at home or whether it be at school. And there wasn't very many eating at school. It's a lot easier to sleep in an extra 10 minutes than eat at home, and then still be able to grab something on your way to class. And you can take it to class. I mean, your teachers are all aware. And the breakfast meal includes an entree, which is whatever the option of the day is, or a cereal bar or benefit bar. So you get to choose one of those. And then you get 2 other things, either fresh fruit, juice, milk, or cereal. Or you can have all 4 of those things to make a meal. The breakfast meal is $1.70, so that's for if you get the full meal deal. Or you can just buy whatever you want a la carte. Like at lunchtime, it just comes off your lunch account. Very affordable if that's all you're wanting, but so is a meal. So it's every morning. We do switch locations though, which might get a little confusing. On Maroon days, we're down by the library, and we're doing that because of the Helping Hands, the coffee shop. So you can, if you're getting coffee, you can also get breakfast or vice versa. And on Gold days, we're down here in the Commons. Well, as long as the students are responding to it and as long as you guys want it here, I mean, we're here to serve you, so we'll keep it around as long as we are getting students who want to come eat.
There's nothing better than seeing a child smile as they play at the park. But what about those who are unable to play because of their disabilities? I spoke with an organization who's striving to build a park where all children can play. Their story warmed my heart, and I bet it'll warm yours too. Most children love to spend time playing at the park on slides, swings, and other playground equipment. However, according to the ARC of Central Plains, there are over 1,400 kids and adults with disabilities who are unable to access these amenities. In July of this year, representatives from the ARC spoke with the Hayes City Commission and the Chamber of Commerce on the possibility of building an accessible recreation complex. We spoke with the Executive Director of the ARC, Kathy McAdoo, Activities Director Brent Kaiser, and Board Member Sarah Meitner about this wonderful opportunity for every child with a disability.
My youngest son, Abraham, has Down syndrome. He's 4 years old, and as he's gotten older, we found that he didn't quite fit in the toddler swings anymore, but he didn't have the muscle strength to sit on a regular swing. So I was really feeling like that there wasn't a city park in town that could accommodate him.
But we really fell in love with this area up here and the amount of dirt or turf that can still be developed in this park.
Some of the major differences are the surfaces that
we will be putting down so that they can play on. That's called a pour-in-place rubber surface on the playground area, and that is just a more solid but also soft surface so that folks who have have wheelchairs or they have walkers, it's a lot easier to get across. On the ball field, that will be a turf surface, and it allows anybody to be able to participate on that as well.
It's for all kids. I mean, we want to make it as inclusive as possible. So we've really tried to think about what the special needs might be for individuals with disabilities.
And of course the playground will stay, and we're just simply adding more amenities to the park. So it makes this more of a destination.
It's funded entirely by private donations, business sponsorships, and foundation grants. So there really is a lot of funding arms.
It's just something that's really unique for our community and the communities even in the state of Kansas.
It's a really special park. We're so excited to try to bring this to town. It will be a state-of-the-art special place that's unique in what it has available. And at the end of the day, the kids who come to play here, especially our kids with disabilities, they'll leave feeling empowered.
The accessible recreation complex will be a wonderful addition to the city of Hayes. But most importantly, it'll be an opportunity for children with disabilities to play alongside their family and friends. For Tribe TV, I'm Maddie Lohmeyer.
The College Career Planning Conference is put on annually by Hayes High School to give upperclassmen an opportunity to check out colleges and career opportunities. But wait, there's more. Juniors and seniors from Hayes High and surrounding high schools got the chance to visit with colleges and universities to explore their possible future options. I spoke with Hayes High counselor Miss Amy Miller and some attending students and college representatives about the College Career Planning Conference. Why does Hayes High put on this assembly?
This is something that has been going on for years. This is my second year at Hayes High, but when I was at other schools, I remember attending. So I don't know how many years we've hosted this, but this is a great opportunity for colleges who normally don't come to our school for a college visit. A lot of the schools from eastern Kansas, we also have some from Nebraska, some from Oklahoma, they would not come to our school for a college visit, but this opportunity to meet with all of these kids. CACRO is actually the organization that organizes all of this, and that is the Kansas Admissions and Registrars organization. But it's a great opportunity because all of these colleges are here to meet with students from our school that our students generally would not have the opportunity to visit with.
And how does this benefit just the kids and the students?
It benefits the kids because you can see we've got about 50 representatives and recruiters here that most of them won't come to our college, or most of them won't come to our high school. And this allows them the opportunity to learn about the different schools, the programs of study, to meet with the admissions rep from those schools.
What college are you from?
I'm from Hutchinson Community College.
All right, and what can you offer just to the students for being here?
For being here, information, answering questions for them, kind of just trying to make sure that we're meeting their factors that are important to them and picking the right college.
Got it. And are you excited about being here?
Oh, I always love being at these things. I actually get to come up and visit friends when I'm in Hayes, so it always makes it better too. But yeah, no, it's always great coming out and telling students what you have available to them and hopefully get them started on the right path to their educational goals.
Brandon, so what college are you from?
Cali College.
Cali College?
Kansas City, Kansas.
All right. And what do you have to offer here for the students?
Cali is a 2-year college, so we offer a lot of our gen ed classes, pre-courses. So if a student wants to go into pre-law, that student can focus on a lot of their gen eds, also help them prepare to go on to a 4-year college of their choice. So we kind of watch their pathway and our pathway and make sure that that student is being successful and getting the classes they need to get to go on to be successful in a larger atmosphere.
All right, I'm here with Bryan. So Bryan, what college are you from?
From Manhattan Christian College.
All right. And what do you have to offer here for the students?
Yeah, we have a couple different degree options. We have our Christian ministry option, so if you wanted to work in a church, you could do that through MCC, or we also have a dual degree option. So we're right across the street from Kansas State University, so you can get a degree in Bible and leadership from MCC while also getting your degree whatever that K-State has to offer. So you get a small Christian college experience as well as the State University experience at K-State.
What college are you from?
Pittsburgh State.
Pittsburgh State. All right, and what do you have to offer here for the kids?
The biggest push for Pittsburgh State University is that we offer flat rate tuition, which means that regardless if you take 10 credit hours or 20 credit hours, you're going to pay the same price. We don't separate out our fees, so that's all inclusive. Our biggest push for our departments is our automotive technology department is a big draw, as is most of our College of Technology. We are a fantastic school of education and business as well.
Well, what can you offer here?
So, I'm a United States Marine. I offer travel and adventure and the opportunity to earn the title, which few have actually done, and also to better yourself and to come away with traits that are actually going to help you later on in life to make you successful with leadership skills, management skills, and that personal discipline to make college and the rest of your life a little bit easier.
Sam.
All right, and what high school are you from?
TMP.
Is there any colleges here that you're interested in?
Newman and Fort Hays.
Awesome. Have you applied for any scholarships yet or not?
Nope, not any yet.
Zachary Cox.
All right, and what high school are you from?
Ellis High School.
Ellis High School. Is there any colleges here that you're interested in?
Fort Hays and Emporia.
Awesome. Have you applied for any scholarships yet?
Not yet, but I'm kind of waiting until I get a better ACT score right now. Benjamin Wallace.
What high school are you from?
Ellis High School.
Is there any colleges here that you're interested in?
Pittsburgh State University and Hutchinson Community College.
Have you applied for any scholarships yet or not?
I haven't looked into too many yet. Dawson Garrison.
What high school are you from?
I'm from Hayes High School.
All right, and are there any colleges here that you're interested in?
I've been looking at NCK Tech a little bit, maybe Fort Hays State. There's a lot of good options. I mean, it's just really cool to see everything here and like everyone just like being able to see what they want to do.
All right, and have you applied for any scholarships yet or not yet?
No, not at all.
Adrian Drees.
What high school are you from?
Hayes High here. Yep.
Right here. So all right, sweet. Are there any colleges that you're interested?
Yeah, I'm really interested in Fort Hays. I heard they got a good broadcast team there, and I know somebody that knows people there, so I really want to get onto that team.
All right, and have you applied for any scholarships yet or not?
Not yet, but I do plan on that.
College Career Planning Conference offered juniors and seniors a great opportunity to check out prospective colleges. Hopefully, many students took advantage of the experience to get a better perspective of their future. For Tribe Broadcasting, this has been Derrick Aragon. Catch you guys later.
Hayes High DECA sponsored a pool tab competition, which shows a little contribution can go a long way. With more on the story, here's Nic Park.
Hayes High DECA has put together a competition to see which seminar can collect the most pull tabs. Because who doesn't want to win t-shirts, cookies, or donuts? I spoke with a couple of DECA members to get more on the story.
I'm Callie Liker.
And I'm Isabel Brown.
And we are with Hayes High DECA, and this is now the 19th year that Hayes High DECA has been teamed up with the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Wichita. And what these charities do is they provide families a place to stay when they have an ill child in the hospital. And this year our focus is to bring in wish list items to help these charities.
We are focusing on the wish list items, but we also want to focus on pull tab collection. So we organized a competition within Hayes High, TMP, Great Bend, Lacrosse, and Plainville. And those schools are going to compete, and it's a per student pull tab ratio, I guess. So however many pull tabs are brought into each school, we're going to calculate how many pull tabs per student were brought in, and that's going to decide the winner of the schools. And then within the seminars, we're going to do a competition, and the top 3 seminars get their choice of cookies, donuts, or t-shirts, and the winners will be announced at the end of December.
Thank you to all of the seminars who participated in this competition. Best of luck to you all. I'm Nic Park for Tribe Broadcasting.
Homework, the bane of not only my existence, but many others. Reporter Camry Young visited with students and teachers about the positives and negatives of homework and how it may affect teens.
A typical high school student's schedule generally consists of school, work, time for family and friends, extracurricular activities, and on top of all of that, homework. Sound familiar? Students across the nation average at a shocking 17.5 hours of homework per week. Studies show that this can have a huge impact of the mental health of young adults. Countries like Finland admit to assigning no homework, yet rank above the United States on a worldwide curricular scale. Finland's graduation rate stands at a high 93% compared to the United States' 75%. Even without other school-sponsored extracurriculars, the daily homework slog keeps students on the clock as long as lawyers, teachers, medical residents, truck drivers, and other overworked adults.
My whole GPS class, and then sometimes it's like 2 hours after school.
Generally speaking, it's about anywhere from 1 to 3 hours.
like work, if I have to work after school, I'm usually up till about 10 or 11 doing homework.
Is it any wonder that our kids are suffering an epidemic of disengagement, anxiety, and depression?
I don't think homework should be banned just because it does help us learn the things that we're taught, but I think it might be helpful to some students that have a lot going on after school if it was like cut down a bit. I don't think it should be completely banned, but I think it should be proportional to what other activities students are doing.
While many agree that banning homework would be better for the overall health of students in America, Hayes High teacher Matt Brooks isn't completely against the idea, but argues that it would be unethical and probably impossible.
Banning homework, I'm not saying it would be an absolute horrible thing, but I'm not sure it's practical. Probably not possible. There are some classes that certainly demand a certain level of homework. In my class even, and I've greatly reduced how much I've done, but once in a while it's still needed. So banning homework probably is not as practical as one would think. I think lessening homework is definitely something the staff should do. Homework absolutely is going to reinforce what they've learned that day, or at least going to introduce the material the next class period. So the purpose of the homework could be to review or to introduce the material. Most of what I want is the students to come prepared for the class discussion, the next class period. But I also think that we need to understand as a staff to balance it out.
Similar to Mr. Brooks, Hayes High math teacher Dustin Dreyer believes homework is good practice and helps review for upcoming tests.
Personally, I don't necessarily think it'd be the best idea. I think that homework is one thing that strengthens student skills. You have to be taught it in class, and then you should have some class time to work on it, but I think also that extra practice outside of class is what strengthens those skills and really drives home the fact and the material to really learn it, not just try to memorize it for the next class. One of the reasons I assign homework, again, math, we have so much to get through the year, and we try to really teach advanced curriculum and advanced material to kids, and I think that homework just strengthens the knowledge and the content that is taught in class. I kind of compare it to sports, to whereas as an athlete you can go to every practice, but the best athletes, the kids that want to be the best and have the best drive, and the kids that are normally the most successful are the kids that are going to put the time in outside of practice, that extra time to develop skills and to strengthen the skills that they already have. So that's kind of a good analogy for homework, I think, that increases the skills and just drives home the fact of the material that they learned.
All in all, homework plays a huge part in a student's life and can sometimes be too much. Hopefully there will be a day when a student gets to go home and the only things they have to worry about is being a teenager and doing the things that they're involved in and enjoy. This is Camry Young for Tribe Broadcasting.
That's it for the semester wrap-up. Apologies for not having a monthly news, but we will be back at it again next semester. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And Happy Holidays from all of us at Tribe Broadcasting to you.
Thanks for watching.